Welcome you all to the new chapter of 12th class, and it is the fourth chapter, and we call it as magnetic effect of electric current, and we are discussing the first video, magnetic effect of electric current, first video, which is the introduction. See, if you take a charge and that charge is at rest, if you take a charge is at rest, that will produce electric field only, right? That will produce electric field only. Charge at rest produce only electric field. Now another uniform moving charge, uniform velocity charge, like there is a charge q, let's make it a small q, moving with uniform velocity v. Previously it was at rest, now it is moving with uniform velocity v. That will produce both electric field and magnetic field. Capital B stands for magnetic field. So uniform velocity charge will produce both electric field and magnetic field. Now next is an accelerated charge. Accelerated charge means a charge which is with varying velocity. Ready? So it's moving with an acceleration. It will radiate electromagnetic wave. An electromagnetic wave is a combination of both electric field and magnetic field. So it will produce an electromagnetic wave, it will radiate an electromagnetic wave. Means it will produce the combination of time varying electric field and magnetic field. You just don't worry about it. We have a complete chapter to study about electromagnetic wave, right? So you just understand now, if a charge is accelerated, it will produce an electromagnetic wave. So let it be there. So charge under rest produce only electric field. Charge under uniform velocity motion produce both electric field and magnetic field. Charge under accelerated motion produce electromagnetic wave. Now, before I say anything more, I will recap something that we studied in the previous classes. Suppose you have two charges Q1 and you place one another charge Q2 near to it, charge at rest. There is a force happening in between. How? If they are identical charges, they will be repelling each other, right? How? That's a question. How? This charge will produce an electric field around it. Who? Charge Q1 will be producing an electric field around it, and charge Q2 will be producing an electric field around it. So those two fields will interact. Actually, interaction of those two identical fields is the reason for the force between the two charges. Because one charge is in the field of the other charge. And this charge produces its own field, this charge produces its own field, that two fields interact. Just like you have two masses, one mass have its own field and other have its own field. M1 and M2 suppose are two masses. One will produce a field, the other will produce a field. Those two fields are interacting. And that interaction of those two fields will make a force on both the two masses. So whenever there is interaction between the fields, we say there is a force happening. So now you just imagine one thing. That you have north pole of a magnet and south pole of magnet. So same magnet, suppose the magnet is something like a horseshoe shaped magnet like this. One I've got a north pole, this side I'm north. See, suppose the magnet shape is like this. Okay, this side is the north pole and this side is the south pole, something like that. So you can expect a magnetic field from north to south. That you have to understand. The magnetic field will be from north pole to the south pole. Now suppose imagine a positive charge is entering in this field region with a velocity v making an angle theta with the field. Okay, suppose the charged particle is entering with a velocity v making an angle theta with the field, whatever it be, theta with the field. What happens now? What happens now? This charge is producing a magnetic field, and there already exists a magnetic field. So the charge produced by this the magnetic field produced by the motion of this charge will interact with the externally existing field. I will repeat, this charge will produce a magnetic field under motion. Already there exists a magnetic field, and those two magnetic fields will interact, and that will result a force to act. That will result a force to act, and that force is given by F is equal to QVB sin theta. What is that? F is equal to QVB sin theta. So QVB sin theta, where Q is the charge, V is the velocity, and theta is the angle between velocity and the magnetic field. Now you can also write like F is equal to QV cross B. What? QV cross B. QV cross B. So it's a vector quantity, because cross product of two vectors will give you a vector. So the direction of the force is the direction of the B cross B. So what? Direction of force on positive charge. On positive charge is direction of V cross B. Okay, now how can you find the direction of V cross B? That's a very important thing to understand. How can you find the direction of V cross B? Let's say for A cross, like for one another vector, cross product, direction of cross product. Suppose I have two vectors. I'm taking an example, vector A and vector B. What I have to find, and the angle between them is theta. What I have to find the direction of A cross B. Okay, what is the way left? You have to take your right hand. See, there is a problem that you may be feeling now, because for me it is my right hand, but for you it seems as left hand, right? See, that's a technical issue. Why? Because I'm writing it on a glass and taking the flipping concept, or I'm inverting it. So my right will turn to left and my left will turn to right while I'm making video. So I have to use right hand as usual. So I'm using my right hand, but you will be seeing it as left hand, but the answer will be correct. But when you are using in your exam, or when you are using with your studies, you have to use your right hand only. Whatever I am telling for right hand, and you will be seeing it as left hand. Okay, you have to use right hand only. That's all. The problem is solved. I will be saying right hand rule, but it will be seen as left hand. But whenever you are seeing something happening with left hand rule, something happening with left hand, you have to understand it is right hand rule. And something is happening with the right hand, you have to say it as left hand rule. Forgive me for that, because I don't have any way left. It's a technical mistake. So I cannot do it. One thing I will do, I will explain the same thing in a whiteboard. Okay, whiteboard without using glass and all. I will make one video just for your understanding about left hand rule and right hand rule. That I will do definitely. Okay, you can expect the same video in this chapter itself, so that there is no any doubt left. Okay, now we want to find the direction of A cross B. You have to use the right hand, and you have to place your right hand in such a way that you can curl the fingers. This we call it as fingers, and this is thumb. You place your right hand in such a way that you can curl the fingers from A to B. Then the thumb will give you the direction of A cross B. Suppose I place my hand like this. Suppose I place my hand like this. Suppose I place my hand like this. I will not be able to curl my fingers from A to B, because I cannot curl fingers backwards. So where you have to keep like this. Yeah. Now you can curl from A to B, right? A to B. You curl the fingers from A to B, you will get the direction of A cross B. So I can say the A cross B is towards me. Towards me. Yeah, it is towards me. It is towards me. So direction of A cross B is towards me. Is it okay? Now suppose you want to find B cross A. B cross A. So you have to place your right hand in such a way that you can curl it from B to A. Yeah, you can curl it from B to A. Right hand, right? It is right hand. Please don't forget it is right hand. From B to A. So it will be away from me. It's away from my eye. So it will be direct away from my eye. Here what I need is the direction of what? B cross B. So V cross B, I have to make my right hand. Again I am repeating, it's right hand. It's not left hand. I have to use my right hand and curl my fingers from V to B. Yeah, I can curl my fingers from V to B like this. So it will be acting into the plane. Okay, or I can say it will be away from me. It will be away from me. So the direction of V cross B you can find using curling rule like this. Right hand rule. Right hand thumb rule to find the direction of cross product of two vectors. So again, I'm asking for your what will I say, or I should say, I feel sorry that there is a technical mistake about applying the law. That you just understand this, and I will explain it in a whiteboard class just after this. Thank you. This is about the direction of force, and we call it as magnetic Lorentz force. The force that a charged particle will be experiencing when it is moving in a magnetic field. Now, if that charged particle is entering perpendicular to the field, suppose in a magnetic field like this, suppose the charged particle is entering perpendicular to the direction of the field, so the force will be QVB sine 90. So sine 90 is equal to what? 0. Sorry, sine 90 is equal to 1, so F is equal to QVB only. So F is equal to QVB only. And one more thing. See, we were discussing only for what? Positive charges. See, if it is a negative charge, the force will be minus QV cross B. That's it. What? Minus QV cross B. If the negative charge is entering a magnetic field, the force experience will be minus QV cross B. What does it mean? The force will be opposite to the direction of V cross B. I told you the force will be opposite to the direction of V cross B. So for that, what you have to use is, you use the same rule, V cross B. Ready? And for negative charges, the answer will be opposite to the direction which you got. Because this thumb rule will give you the direction of V cross B. If it is a negative charge, the force will be opposite to the direction of V cross B. That's all. Thank you.